Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. This is Sunday the. I didn't get a clue actually. It's Sunday. 23, 22, 21, 20th. It's Sunday the 20th of October. Sorry, I'm useless with dates. Weekends, I don't know what date it is at all. I don't even know what time it is. Probably about 8:30, thereabouts in the evening. I'm as organised as ever, as you can see. Um, I just want to say hello and welcome to my new solo Flosstube, which is called A Wee Scot in Yorkshire. The Wee Scot being me. Um, Bambi, come here. Sorry, kittens. Um, I've decided to go down the solo route after my lovely friend Stuart McCook up in Scotland decided that he was going to take the plunge, and I thought I really need to get around to doing something. So here I am, and I've also been chatting to a friend today who was saying, "Are you going to do it today or not?" I said, "Yes, I will." So here I am. So my floss tube will be mostly about cross stitching, but I also do various other forms of crafting, knitting and crochet mostly, little bit gardening as well, and we will no doubt be mithered frequently by the new kittens. For those of you who already know me, um, the summer months weren't particularly good. Um, Health wasn't brilliant. My lovely Bramble passed away, and I miss her sorely. But one of my managers rang me a couple of months after she'd gone, and she said, "I've got two kittens that I need to rehome. Would you like them?" And then she sent me a photograph, and of course, the minute I saw the photograph, I went, "Yes, of course, no problem." So I now have Bambi, who is very much like Bramble, and she's calico, and I have Shadow, and she is jet black. Even her little beans are black. And they're both adorable. They're both lovely. The sisters, but they're making their presence felt, shall we say? Um, Anywho, pleasantries over. Thought I what I thought I would do today is just do a catch up on Roll the Dice, which we do on Yorkshire Stitches. I roll the dice the last Saturday of the month, um, and we have a 12-sided dice, which is handy. It means you can fit in 12 projects if you want. And if you don't want to do 12, you can double them up or just use one and do it every month. So I've put down 12 for this year, and what I was going to do is go through all of them that have been worked on already, but in no particular order because I can't remember what came out first. So, first one is Bambi. Why don't you go upstairs and look for Shadow? So, the first one is Maggie the Messmaker. Started this some time ago, and I put it into Roll the Dice every year in the hopes that I'll get some progress done on her. I managed just shy of 400 stitches on this one. Took it on holiday with me, and actually didn't get an awful lot done on holiday. And then noticed when I started it that I'd gone wrong somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'll just fold this over. I'll let you see the whole thing first. There we go. it's getting on there, isn't it? It's coming along. What I'm going to do is show the little bit that I was working on. Bear with. So, cat fluff. So the bit where I had gone wrong was here, on the stem of this vase. I slightly miscounted. I managed to take it back and I worked out where I'd gone wrong, which allowed me to carry on. So what I was aiming to do was work on the little dog, who's actually a tape measure. If you've ever seen Maggie the Messmaker, it is full of so many different little things. The more you look at it, the more you see. And there's this adorable little dog who's a tape measure, and his tongue comes out of his mouth, and it just sort of travels over and it ends up just down here. So I managed to finish him, which I was really, really pleased with. Sorted out where I'd gone wrong here, and fixed that as well. So when I pick this up next year, when it comes out and roll the dice again, hopefully I will get a fair bit more done on it. I'm slowly moving across here. This bit up here, the plant up here, is full of confetti stitches, and quite frankly it really does my head in. So I only do it in little bits at a time, but quite good progress on this, so I'm happy with that. So I'll put Maggie away until next year. There we go, Maddie, back in the bag. Right, so next one, again in no particular order, is that one. Enchanted Mermaid. And again, those of you who know me know this has been a very long labour of love. I am finally seeing light at the end of the tunnel. I'll show you the full thing. See if I can move back a bit so you can see the full thing. There we go. And I have mostly been working on the tail. So if I just fold her over, there we go. Right, so the bit that I've mostly been working on has been this bit here, coming down the side of the tail. I've almost got this bit finished now. I'm doing all the cross stitch in the DMC first, then I'll go back and fill in the Krynics, and then after that move on to the beading, and then start saving up to get her framed. The fabric is called Cancer, it's by Sparklies, and as I say, the threads are they're called for DMC, and she's absolutely stunning. I absolutely love her. I was hoping to get finished this year, but I'm not sure if that will happen. I've slightly lost my mojo, and it was only yesterday that I actually put in more than a dozen stitches to anything, really. So that's Enchanted Mermaid. Next on the list is Renaissance Mermaid, which is this one. I do like mermaids, you might have noticed. So Renaissance Mermaid, for anybody who doesn't know, there she is there. First time I saw it was Charisse, who came to the Yorkshire stitching retreat, and she was working on her at the time, and I saw and I thought, oh my god, she is stunning. And then the retreat 6 months later, she'd actually finished her, and she was even more stunning once she'd been finished. So let's see, what way up are we with this way? Okay, so this is where I am at the moment. The the fabric is a sparklies. I think it was a retreat special. I'm not entirely sure. I'd gone to see Kate at the Harrogate stitching show about 2 years ago, and both of the fabrics that I wanted to do her on, she didn't have. And I said, can you suggest anything? And she came up with this. And I think it works really well. Kind of looks like water, really, doesn't it? So she's coming along. She's, I think once I get up onto the body a little bit, the plan is to, just show the picture again. So I'm sort of here. So the plan is to work up the body, do the heads and the rest of the hair, and then work back down and do the tail. But she is very, very pretty. And she's got lots of beads, as they do. So hopefully to get a bit more done on her next year. I do like the Mirabilia mermaids. I always say when I was a child I wanted to be a mermaid. I loved being in the water. But obviously my legs grew and I didn't grow a tail, so I was stuck on land. Hey ho. Okay, so next one is honeybees, which is this one here. And again, this one is very, very close to finish. But every time I go to start it, I just can't seem to get there. So the design, there we go, it's a fleur-de-lis, it's an anchor design. It was gifted to me in an exchange a long, long time ago. And to tell the truth, when I first saw it, and I wasn't very sure about it at all, and I thought, I'm not really sure if that's my thing. And then I looked at it one day. I was looking for something to start, and I saw it, and I thought, do you know what, that would actually look quite nice in the kitchen. At the time, I was living back home in Glasgow, and I was running a, sorry, there's a needle stuck there. I was running a round robin group at the time, and I thought, I'll use this as my round robin for this go round and see how we go. Now I have a board here. Hang on a sec. I've noticed I've been watching a lot of Flosstube this past week, and there are quite a lot of people that use a board, and I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. Got a little board here. Let's see if we can. I'm getting in a fankle, to quote Stuart. You can just about see that. So there we go. This is honeybees. Lovely, lovely design. As I said, it didn't particularly like it at first, but it has grown on me over the years. So all I'm doing now is doing this bit down in the bottom. So I've got a flower, big sort of peony rose type flower down here. Or it might be dahlia, I ain't got a clue. And a little bit of stuff down here. Then there's some wording down here, and then that's it. Quite a lot of back stitching to do in the roses and in the bee, especially on the bee's wings. But yeah, it is going to look lovely when it's finished. It really will. And you can see the initials of people who are in the round robin group on the little bits that they've done. So there we go. That is honeybees. Just This board was made for me by someone I used to be friends with, and the ribbon was actually a ribbon that my mum was a bridesmaid when she was a teenager, and her hair was tied up in this velvet lilac ribbon, and I still got, no longer have the dress. I used to play dress up with the dress when I was young, but I've got the ribbon, so that's something. So I'll just pop that in there so I don't lose it. There we go. Fabulous. Right, so how many have we done? I think that's 4 we've done. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 4. Yeah. Okay. Try not make too much noise rustling. Bambi's taking a hint and has gone upstairs. Okay, so next of the honeybees we have Yoda's Hill. Now I brought that over with me. Yeah, it's there. Okay. There is a story attached to this. I started doing it for my mum a long time ago, and unfortunately she died before I managed to get it finished. But this is Yoda's Hill. It's a Diane Gravener design. Mum used to tell a story about during the winter, she and her brother, my Uncle William and her cousin Chris, used to go sledging in the local park in Springburn Park. And Uncle William would slide down on the sled, and then Mum would pull it back up the hill, and then Aunt Chris would slide down the sled, and Mum would put it back up the hill, and then Uncle William would have a go again. And Mum did eventually ask my Uncle William, when do I get a shot? When do I get to go? And he said, but you get twice as many shots as Chris and I do. Because her shot was pulling it back up the hill. So, yeah, she fell for it. So this is Yoda's Hill. Hang on, I'll see if I can put this over like that. That might be a bit better. There we go. Okay, so this is where I am. Just working my way down this tree here. It's on 28 count, and I'm doing it 1/1. I didn't wear glasses when I first started it, and I didn't use a magnifier when I first started it, and I have to rely very, very much on both these days. I did think of finishing it and giving it to my Aunt Chris, but unfortunately she died about a year, maybe 2 years after Mum died, so it remains unfinished. But I decided to put it into Roll the Dice and see if I could get some work done in it, and I have. I mean, when I first put it into Roll the Dice, I had half of the pink girl, the snowman, and the little green girl, and since then I've done this little figure here, a little cat, a little dog, a little lad on the sled, and the start of this tree here. So I'm really pleased with how it's growing. It does have a lot of memories for me, and sometimes those memories are just a bit much to be going on with, but I'll get there in the end, and you will see a finish. I'm just not saying when I'm going to finish it. I'm not promising anything. Oops. There we go. I do like Diane Gravener's designs, and I've done several of them over the last few years. I usually try to have one and roll the dice. So sorry, I'm zipping things up here. So maybe once Yoda Hill is finished, I'll pull out another one and we'll get that put in there as well. Okay, so that was Yoda Hill. The one that I'm working on this month is Roses of Provence, which is this. It's another Mirabilia. I'm doing it on another Sparklies called Morning Mist, 28 counts. It's very sparkly, it's very nice. And let's see, this is what I've done so far. And I'll just there we go. The bit that I've been working on this last day or so is this bit down here. So I did about 50 stitches yesterday, and that's the most that I have done for weeks and weeks and weeks. Just completely lost my mojo. But it's coming along, and I'm quite pleased with that. Got a few more days to work on it this month, so maybe next month I'll be able to show you a bit of progress. Oops, where did that thread come from? No idea. Okay. So, and this is in a nice project bag. I don't use project bags a lot, but this is a nice ladybird one that I like. I can't remember who made it. There we go. Right, next one is I think it's Ever Flowering Garden. So I don't always call it Ever Flowering Garden. I usually have another name for it, but I'll keep that to myself. That is the colour scheme for it. It's by Al Forest, and that one there as well. It's a very, very large piece of fabric. It's 28 count needle and flax, and it's called Pemberley. And I've actually put this one on a hoop because of the size of the fabric more than anything. But that is where I've got to with it so far. Not very far, as you can see, but I did a little bit. I'm not telling you how many stitches because it wasn't a lot. It actually was about 50. So about 10 stitches a day. It's actually, once you start working on it, it's actually not too bad. It's just all this fabric. It's beautiful fabric, but it's just a lot of it. Everyone else is doing it on a much smaller count than I am. So for my sins, that's probably why I've got so much. Get in there. Put these back in there as well. There we go. Okay. So that, I think, oh no, there's one more. Right, the other one is The Bookshelf by Little House Needleworks. Whoops, a bit of glare there. Come on, there we go, that's better. I am absolutely loving working on this. It's an absolute joy to work. The aforementioned Stuart McCook saw me mention it on Yorkshire Dolly Mixtures quite some time ago when I first started it, and he was quite taken with it, decided he was going to buy it, and he's only gone and finished it way, way before me. This is where I am at the moment with it. Working up absolutely beautifully. I absolutely adore this. I've just got one set of leaves to do in the border just above Sense and Sensibility, and then I will move down and start the next one, which is Little Women. I've decided to keep this one in my 5/5 because I really want to try and get this finished by the end of the year. I also short, hope you're listening, I quite like your idea of using beads along the top of the mantel shelf. I like that idea, so if you don't mind, I'll pinch it. Because I think it just adds a little something to it, doesn't it? But the colours are lovely. As with most of the Little House Needleworks designs, the colours are quite muted. But as I say, I just love them, and I've read all of these books. Read all 4 of these books. Secret Garden I read when I was little. Little Women I've read countless times. Sense and Sensibility, another one of my favourites. Wuthering Heights. Now, I borrowed that book from my best friend at primary school. I think when we went up to high school, we went to different high schools, and I went to visit her. She now lives up in Perth, and I went to visit her. God, it must be about 8 years ago, 6 years ago. Oh, can't remember. 2016, however long ago that was. And I said to her, I've still got your copy of Wuthering Heights. And she said, have you read it? And I said, well, I've not read the last few chapters yet. And she went, well, hold on to it and give it me back when you're finished. So I'm going to probably have to read it from the start. But I run a crafting class at work, and this is the one that I tend to take into work with me to work on because it's so easy and I can chat away, and it doesn't get in the way of things. Now you've heard me mention 5/5, which we do alongside Roll the Dice. Just bear with me a sec because that bag is here. There we go. Whoops. The cushion's just fallen down. Right, so the ones that I've been working with here, I'm using all of my threads now. That's wonderful. That'll teach me to put things in the bag and not make sure that they're shut properly. Sorry, I'm just sticking this up in front of you. Just bear with. There we go. Okay. Right. So there's that one. There's that one. There is that one. And there's. Okay. Alright, so there's 4 in there. And I've still got some fabric there. That's good. Okay. I wondered where that gone. Right, so which one is this? I won't know till I get it out of here. This is one of Stuart's bags, actually, that he made when he first started making bags to sell at the Scottish retreat. And I bought that one to put Kindle into, or people use them for their iPads and things, but it's a handy size just to fit in your fabric and your threads. And if you're doing the chart from your Kindle or your iPad, it's actually quite a good size to carry around. So as I said, this one is, and I'll take the front page out of here because I don't want it to glare at you. This one is Long Dog, and it is quilts. I'm doing it on 28 count Jobilon in bone, which is my go-to fabric. And I'm doing it in the called for threads, which are gassed, I think. Where are they? Here. It might be something. Hang on a second, I'll tell you. There we go. They are, yes, they're gassed. There we go. It's a nice colour palette, very autumnal. And my roll this over. You can see. There we go. Come on, it's all creased up now. Duh. There we go. So this is where I've got to so far. So I've got the crows, a couple of hearts in, trees and the little fence, and I started on I don't know if it's a barn or a church or whatever it is, but that looks like it might be a bell tower or something, so it could be a church. So I've just started working my way down that. So say I'm keeping this in my 5 of 5. I haven't put it into roll the dice, although it may make its way into roll the dice perhaps next year. But I'm loving doing it. The threads are lovely to work on, and it's a lovely easy stitch to do. Just love the colours on it, just absolutely beautiful. So yeah, getting on with that really well, really pleased with it. Threads back. Go. Right, so that is Long Dog Quilts. Hey, next one was my start for Yorkshire Day, which I started at the Yorkshire Day retreat in August, would you believe? And what I'm doing is, bear with me a sec because I need to get my Kindle. I'll tell you what it is and I'll show you what it is. Oh, see, totally disorganised, forgot to bring the Kindle over. Probably been able to see a crutch behind me. I've been hobbling about for the last couple of weeks after tearing my calf muscle, would you believe, just getting into the house. There we go. So the one that I'm doing is this one. Oops. Turn around. There we go. Just make that slightly bigger. So it's called Spring Awakening. Oh gosh, can you see that? There you go. And it's by Stitches, or Stitching Through the Years. They're on Etsy, and they have got some absolutely stunning designs. Absolutely beautiful. Came across them on Instagram, and it is a lovely, lovely design. And I actually don't think I've done any of it since the day retreat, but this is what I've done so far. Again, this is on bone Joblin 48 count, 48 count, 28 count. Come on, Ali, get a grip. In bone, as I say, my go-to fabric colour palette again is quite muted. I've not put everything onto card yet, but this is some cream, some lovely red there. Creams, browns, some muted greens as well. So yeah, it's a nice palette. I'm going to keep this one in 5 and 5. I've been, because I started doing the bookshelf and I got really into it, kind of other things have fallen by the wayside. And when I have had my mojo, the only thing I really have been stitching on is the bookshelf. So other things have been severely not neglected, but not done a lot on them. So we'll just toss that down there. So the next one is this was my New Year start. Again, it's on PDF. I don't do a lot on PDF. I tend to stick to what I've already got. Let's see if I can. And there it is. Just let me. There we go. Go away. Come on. Where's it gone? There. By Croquetta Go-Go. It's called Winter Sampler. I'll just there we go. It is absolutely stunning. I saw this on Flosstube, Stitching Bunny. It was her very first Flosstube, and I just happened to have a pad and a piece of paper, pad and a pen next to me, and I scribbled down the name, contacted the designer, and bought the PDF, and it is beautiful. These are the types of samplers that I like to do. I'm not particularly a Christmas person, but I do like winterish designs, and this just fits the bill for me completely. Absolutely love it. Again, I've not done a great deal. Where is it? There. And I've helpfully stuck the needle in so you can see. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just switch that off. Come on. There we go. Better. You can just about see it there. So I haven't done a great deal on that at all. The bit I'm doing is the bit in the centre. I'm a centre starter girl. Always have been. Apart from things like Long Dog, when I start in the top left-hand corner. So that's all that's been done on that one. I need to try and get back into 505 properly, probably next year, because I'm still sort of going on trying to get the bookshelf finished. So I will keep cracking on with that, and then sort of normal service will be resumed after the 1st of January, hopefully. So that is that one. And last but not least, we have the one that tried to escape at the start, and that is Theresa Wentzler Castle Sampler. I've had this for a very, 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 very long time. And one of the girls in Yorkshire Stitches suggested 4 years ago, why don't we do a leap year day exchange, and we can have 4 years to finish it. Well, leap year has come and gone this year, and it didn't get finished. But guess what? It's my leap year project for the next 4 years. I am really quite pleased with my progress on this. I'm loving working on it. And this is where I am at the moment. So I've done this little one there, finished the design in there. I have to do the design in there on the opposite side. And I've got the 2 sides of the inner border to do as well as working down, doing the border for the rest of it, the alphabet border. The colours are stunning, true Theresa Wentzler style, lots and lots of blends, some half stitches, quarter stitches, but not a lot, and not in the borders, which is good. There is some 1/1 in it as well, but not a great deal. But yeah, it's lovely, and it's a piece of very pale green Zweigart fabric that a friend of mine who lived in Cologne, she lived quite near the Zweigart factory, and she sent me some fabric over one year, and that was some of it. I'm just going to get all of these threads out here. I need to put them all into a bag because they're escaping every time I go in there. So there we go. Pop all of those in there. Got all of my blends on there. There we go. Lots of greens in there. Okay. So there we go. So that's it. That's all the stitching. When I was chatting to my friend earlier, and I was saying I don't know whether to do a birthday start or not, or just leave it and have a New Year start in January. I'll have a think about it. I would have to go and raid the craft room, and getting up downstairs to the craft room isn't awfully easy at the moment with the crutches and everything. I'm sort of going up on a rope and pulley type thing, crutch in one hand and dragging myself up by the banister in the other. But I'm starting physio in a couple of weeks on my leg, so hopefully that will take care of that. And I've just been dealing with some personal bereavements, and obviously losing Bambi and getting used to having a couple of 6-month-old kittens running around the house, which is different, to say the least. But trying very hard to get my mojo back. So I will be rolling the dice this coming Saturday. And we've only got how many left to come out? So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 left to come out. So that is November, December, January, February. So the ones that I've got to come out are Cat Lovers by Jardin Privé, which I absolutely love. So I'm kind of hoping that one will come out. Wind Moon Fairy, which is another design which I love, and I really need to try and get some more done on that. Carousel, which I'm hoping to get finished sometime soon, but it's not going to be this time around. and Nantucket Rose. And after last year, I decided on some fabric, and then I decided no, I wasn't going to use that fabric. So I need to get some more fabric for her. So if she comes out, then that'll be my chance to get that done. Um, so that's it. That's it from me. Hope you enjoyed seeing what I had to show. Please do come, join me again. I'm aiming to do one at least once a month, some maybe twice a month if I've got anything to show. Um, and I shall speak to you all later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now.